Joining me now is the senator who organized that hearing, Senator Richard Blumenthal. Senator Blumenthal, I've watched those videos a number of times. It's still tough to watch them because these are American citizens. They have been terrorized by people who are working for the federal government. This is the country we're living in right now. We showed all of that because we wanted people who maybe hadn't seen the hearings to see it. But you were in these hearings today. You helped organize them. You helped lead them. What really stuck out to you from the hearings today?
What struck me is the bravery of these people who've been victimized and terrorized by their own government, people whose agents of the government have shot at them, trying to execute them, and in one case, almost killing them, just as they murdered Good and Petrie. So we need to rein in this agency. And what struck me as well is how impactful and powerful their testimony was. I hope it will move my Republican colleagues to accede to the demands that we're making. My view is, unless those demands are met, we should shut down DHS, because this kind of lawlessness and brutality are spanning our country. Minneapolis is everywhere in America. We are all Minneapolis. And these witnesses are simply asking for accountability and reform.
Brutalized, not receiving medical care, which came up over and over again, which really struck us. So let's talk about what's next here, because we have 10 days now until the deadline here, or the timeline of when changes would have to be negotiated. What do you think? Because today's Speaker Mike Johnson sort of poured water on the possibility of anything happening, and the negotiations haven't really even started yet. What do you think is possible here in these negotiations in terms of changes that could happen? You've been in Washington a long time. What do you think Republicans might be willing to agree to of the things Democrats have demanded? First, we need to match their bravery with ours on the Democratic side and stand strong and speak out unequivocally, clearly, so that their stories are elevated and they are as impactful with the public as they were in that room, and move our Republican colleagues. And I think the demands we're making are no more novel or radical than what local police forces have to comply with. I have advised local police forces when I was Attorney General of the state, and we're asking them to do exactly what local police forces do. So I say to them, go talk to your local cops. Ask them for advice as to what restraints and reforms we should impose. And it has to be top to bottom, because the directives for the quotas, deportation and arrest come from the top. The policies about breaking down doors and smashing into homes come from the top, violations of the Fourth Amendment. And I've called for the impeachment of Kristi Noem, but it's not as much people as systems that need to be changed. So masks off, badges on, body cameras, judicial warrants. And for me, most important is a measure of accountability that gives citizens recourse, just as they do against local and state police when their rights are violated. Under federal law, local cops can be sued by individuals who are harmed, but the federal agents cannot be. And rights without a remedy are empty promises. So I'm going to be fighting for a change to the federal statute, 42 United States Code, 1983, for look that up at home. The lawyers who are watching, but it's really kind of simple and straightforward. All we need to change is 4 words in the law. Well, this is going to be an ongoing fight, and certainly the passion of the people out there is behind these efforts and more, I will say, if Democrats win back the House and Senate. And we're going to continue. We're continuing through the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigation with our investigation, continuing to work with Robert Garcia and the House. It'll be a real fight, but we're ready for it. We'll keep talking about it. Thank you for being here, as always. Thank you.